Hey guys, I'm Jennifer and I'm glad to see you again. Before we start, please subscribe to our channel to encourage me. Today we're going to talk about a wonderful subject. Ready? Let's go! This time we're looking at the question of when should the flight reservations be made for my Schengen visa and must they be paid in advance? So towards the end of this video, I'll actually walk you through exactly how you can get flight reservations. It is quite a simple process and it's a lot more affordable than paying for them up front. But before we get to that, what I want to do is for everyone who doesn't understand or know this concept of reserved flights, I want to just walk you through why and what this is. So item number one is, in your visa requirements, you need to prove that you are flying, aka traveling to the Schengen region and back home, as well as any internal flights. And so, what does that mean? Essentially, the embassy and consulate is looking to ask the question, or get the answer to the question of, are you returning back home and are you actually traveling around the Schengen region, as opposed to, does it look like you're looking to migrate to that country, which is to move to that country? And so the way that they do this is by getting copies of your flight that say, this is when I fly in, these are the dates, these are the times, these are my internal flights within Europe and these countries, and this is my flight back home. Now, when we say reservations, what we usually mean is a flight that has not been paid up front. However, there is a booked seat on that flight for you to pay for within the next couple of weeks. And so this is very different to paying up front, because what most people do is they try and book the entire travel or trip to the Schengen region where they pay for their flight in, they pay for all of the internal flights or even internal trains, but then they also pay for their flight out even before they get a Schengen visa. Don't pay 100% upfront for your flights. Now, the risk of this is that most flights are not refundable unless you pay for the more expensive, non-discounted flights. And very few people who travel pay for those full fare flights, which means that all of the money that you have put into paying for your flights up front is at risk on the possible chance that there's going to be a delay in your Schengen visa, or that you're potentially not going to get your Schengen visa approved. And this puts a lot of money at risk. And so what they allow you to do is use a reserved flight in order for you to apply for your Schengen visa. And what this is it is a flight that the embassy and consulate can validate that says your full name on the flight reservation, the exact dates that match your travel itinerary, as well as the exact countries that you're going to be flying in and out of, or the exact airports, I should say. And so it allows them another way to validate that this is you traveling. Now, a lot of these embassies, not all of them within the Schengen region, actually say on their websites, do not pay for your flights up front because you can just use reservations. And the reason for this is because there have been so many people pay for them and then be refused entry into the Schengen region, which means that lost all of their money. So they have designed the requirements of the Schengen visa applications to support these reservations. Now, before we get any further, there are countries that require you to have fully paid flights and refuse reservations. A country, as at the moment that's an example of this, would be the United Kingdom or the UK. If you're applying for the UK with reserved flights, they will reject your application. So we got into this in a deeper video, but just know that not all countries support reserved flights. So just be cautious about that and understand the limits before you progress forwards. So let's dive a little bit deeper into flight reservations. So again, the actual tickets themselves, being 100% paid up front, are not required in order for you to get your Schengen visa. But do know that your flights and your travel tickets that you provide to the embassy must match the day-to-day travel itinerary that you include in your Schengen visa application. And so what this means is that you can submit your reserved flights instead of paying for your actual tickets, and this just helps you avoid a lot of money going down the drain by you not actually doing it. Now, this is a service that Visas Association offers, but it's a really important one because a lot of websites online say that they have what they call fake flight or dummy flights. Now, do not book these flights. As we said, 80% of them online are fake. The problem with this is that when you provide the embassy and consulate with a fake flight, they will copy the code off the top and go and put it into the airline's reservation booking system with your last name. And if it says that there is no reservation that matches these details, this name and this ID, the embassy and consulate will most probably reject your application. So this is going to impact you more than you think. If you use a dummy ticket or a fake ticket that is just generated from an online website, just know that you are risking your Schengen visas being rejected. Very important. Now, If you want a reserved flight, feel free to contact us at Visas Association because we're always more than happy. But this is not a video to sell you on anything. It's more to tell you that there are other providers out there that do actual formal reservations that you can use in your Schengen region, Schengen Visa application. But note, most of them are not real, and so just don't risk it. And again, the way to validate this is talk to the provider and say, can the consulate or embassy validate this ticket online? Can they take my booking ID and my name and see that that flight is actually real? Beware of the validity of your reserved flights. And so when you do this, just know that there are also approximately the length of about 3 weeks. So a reservation at an airline typically lasts for 3 weeks. And why is that? So what they have done is, essentially a Service Up Visas Association will put your name against flights into the Schengen region, around the Schengen region and out of the Schengen region, and say to the airline, hey, can you please reserve this because they're looking to pay for these flights in the future? And so what the airline will do is they will hold the seats on that flight and wait for payment for this. Once 3 weeks is up, they automatically cancel that reservation. And the reason that they do that is so that other people can book those seats, because it seems as though these seats might not be paid for. Now, this is very common for people who use our service. We actually communicate to the airline and say, hey, this is now no longer going to be booked. But a lot of services will also allow you to book those flights on that airline, if you would like. But I reckon there's less than 1% of people that do that. Most of them just use it as a reservation in order to get the Schengen visa approval. The best number one thing I can say is just look out for the fake flights. So you should book the flight reservations about 1 or 2 days before you walk into your appointment. Most of them have a 24-hour turnaround time. Some of them have 48-hour turnaround time. So potentially 2 or 3 days is going to be just right. And the reason you want to kind of get it so close to your appointment with your embassy, us consulate, is because they only last for 3 weeks. So even though an embassy and consulate says that the application process might be 30 days, most of them are kind of 2 weeks, which means that the reservation for these flights will manage you through the entire time for your flights to be verified from the embassy and consulate to say, yes, this person is actually traveling, as they say. Now, be sure to click the like button down below because it means that more people get access to videos like this who are looking to get a Schengen visa just like yourselves, but haven't been able to stumble across these videos and this information yet. So please click the like button. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, comment and turn on the notification bell. If you found this useful, kindly subscribe to our channel to encourage me. For any other subject you want to see, just put your inquiry in the comment and we will be back to you sooner.